Here we are. My expression. I'm lifeless. I am complete. But good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody in the world. I am your But you can call me Leo for short. And it's just pronounced Leo without the I, but it doesn't matter. You can call me Clint if you want. We're all here together on this journey on the high iron. The high iron means the main, what do they call it? The right of way. Right of way. 3D debut from the start and 3D debut till the end, because that's all I got, and I can't be happier. Actually made it myself in Void. Pretty, isn't it? Look at my eyes. See, my eyes actually represent a signal. Green over red. That means clear. And it indicates proceed. Kanga, fox, pause, mountain, pause again, AR game. It's fun to have everyone here. On this... I wonder what month it is. Actually, let me turn myself up. Turn the music down. There we go. That's way better. See, I would have tested this beforehand, but I forgot that I was debuting 10 minutes in. So I had to run around to my room, find my on-air card, and just rush. Thankfully, everything was set up like a week prior. So I didn't have to do too much in those 10 minutes. Oh. And yeah, you guys are correct. It is Earth, Wind, and Fire. And sometimes pollen. Pollen is the worst. I was eating rice when I was young at my aunt's house, and I've never heard of pollen. That was the first time I ever discovered pollen. Oh, I put my hand in a big pile of pollen to look at it, and my aunt yells at me, goes, I didn't know what pollen was, so I didn't know I was putting, like, Satan's nectar on my hand. So, how are you good fellows and friends doing today? For my mom. She's yelling about something. I am great, the nerdy Nico. Thank you for visiting today. And I can feel that, Fox. I was bored as shit too. Like, I was so bored that I forgot what today was. Well, we're all happy to have you, Fox. I'm happy for all of you to be here with me today. September, Earth, Wind, and Fire, the 4th, 2021. That's actually between 2020 and 2022. Fun fact. So how about the planes, huh? Always flying around and going, meow. And then you got the trains on the ground going, and then when it hits a curve, all that metal's grinding. You know, if you ever looked at a rail car and you see that the wheels are shiny as shit, but the rest of the wheels are rusted, that's because the, what is it called? The wheels are always grinding against the rail. So it's always going to be a shiny ass metal finish. got some bottled water here on my desk. You guys like bottled water? It's good. It's good. So let's get to the slides. Here. And a transition. Oh, look at that stinger. Look at that stinger. Come on. I forgot to put myself in here. Hold on. Hold on a second. Alright, where am I? Where am I? Thank you, Kanga. The Kangasaur. Look at his profile picture. It is literally a Kangasaur. I'm telling you. I mean, a Kanga and a dinosaur. A Kanga. Who would have seen that coming? Oh yeah, that was very intentional. I based this off genuine 80s newscasts. Because like I have a soft spot for stuff like that. Like old opening and closing logos. Old vintage affiliates like RKO and stuff like that. Classic motion graphics is something that I've always loved. I've never figured out why, but it is. There I am. Okay. I'm stuck. I'm literally stuck. I can't move. I can't move. Okay, here we go. Moving in this 3D space is sickening. Like, I just got, like, stomach problems. Let's make sure I never move again. I will be here forever. Where do we begin? So, my name is Ishikawajima Leio, pronounced L-E-O. The name Ishikawajima actually derives from the Ishikawajima Heavy Industries company in Japan. I am a vampire. I like to suck blood. Lots of it. I don't regret it. That's who I am. It's who I always will be for the rest of my 10,000 years of life, I bet. How long do vampires usually live? Like, long, I hope. Here's a fun fact. See, I used to sneak onto trains for a railroad called the New York Central. My grandfather worked for the New York Central. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us anymore. Rest in peace, Papa. I used to ride trains. I would sneak onto them. Literally, I would sneak on the baggage car. Like, people would say, why don't you just go sneak as a passenger, go on the coach and stuff, get that nice buffet, New York Central buffet. I liked it in the passenger cars. Sometimes I would also sneak on the railway's post office. All that mail that I smelled, so good. If you smell mail today and compare it to the smell of mail from like the 40s, you will smell a difference. I can't tell you how to smell mail from the 40s because that's possible. But if you find a way, then go for it. What can go wrong? I have very sharp teeth. And very sharp fangs. Can you guess why? Why do I have sharp fangs? Chat? Why do I have? Well, there were males on the trains too. Everybody rode the train back then. But man, that paper, those stamps, explosive. I would sometimes eat people's mail, but then I would feel bad because, like, what if they have like an important letter from their family from across the country? Like if you're in Pennsylvania and you're getting a letter from like Jeremiah up in New York, and I would eat it, and then I would feel bad. Because that letter, it could be like notice of inheritance. It could be like a family emergency. Or it can be a scathing 3-paragraph insult to your own family member. Can you imagine that? In my belly. Now, let's get on to the hair. Hold on. I'm getting there. Look at that. Azure blue. Azure blue. Isn't that a pretty color? Is that a pretty color? Look into my eyes. Well, actually, we're talking about my hair, but just look into my eyes anyway. God, I'm so lifeless. I have a, something to help me smile, but it's not working. Oh, well. I mean, things happen. We're here to have fun on the High Iron. And if you didn't catch me before, the High Iron means the railroad. Now, let's fix this. There we are. Welcome back. You guys like my floating keyboard and my floating mouse? Or mouse pad, I guess. Next slide. Next slide. So, let's talk about things I like. If it wasn't obvious enough, deep down inside my vampiric azure blue heart, I am a die-hard rail fan. I also like making 3D art. I am a hobbyist 3D artist. Let me actually show you some of my work. Let's find it. Let's go to my art station. Let's see. Which one do I want to show? I'm going to show this one because I like the composition of the clouds. So let me get to it. Where is that button? Oh, so I have to load a file. Listen, I just dragged them over my desktop. Come on. You know what? Okay, I'll just show you guys this one for now. This, it's cool, isn't it? Great. Let me actually fix this transformation. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Okay, thank you, Nerdy Deco. That means a lot to me. I love it when people comment on my work. Oh my god. Let's see, what's another one that If you ever played a game called Arknights, this might look familiar to you. Oh, I forgot, I have to put it up on the stream first. Thank you, Kaminati, that means a lot to me. I said that twice, I'm just repeating myself. But seriously though, your kind words really mean a lot. And I know I'm repeating myself, but it's true. As I was saying, if you like Arknights, then this will be familiar to you. Not this one, I just have to load it. Okay, this isn't it, but isn't that cool? It's an old EMC F3. They call these things bullnoses. I didn't make this. This is an old picture. It's beautiful, isn't it? Gorgeous. You know, these things, they made the because they only had 1 chime points. Here we are. This is the Rhodes Island Terraforge. This is basically like a supersized version of the regular Rhodes Island land ship. Ah, this has to be one of my favorite works out of everything I made. I know I'm pausing a lot, but now it's because I'm admiring it. And I don't want to sound like a cynic, I'm sorry. But the way it came out, I'm really surprised with myself, honestly. Okay. Now let's continue. I am into music. M-U-S-I-K. Music. I like metal music. I like classic library music. Now, classic library music... Classic library music is stuff from albums like KPM, Bruton music, and stuff like that. It's music that you would hear in old 80s commercials, news broadcasts, and stuff like that. If you ever watched a movie and you heard something that goes like that's from the KPM music library. Specifically, that one's from Keith Mansfield. It's called Funky Fanfare. And it is funky. What is my favorite song? Oh my god, that is a tough one. Favorite song? I really don't know. But if I had to choose one on the top of my head, it would have to be Devin Townsend's Deadhead. That song is like a punch in the gut. It's so good. 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 Now my mic stands loose. Oh. I also have a very strong passion for ambient music, stuff like Tim Hecker, Devin Townsend, he also makes ambient music. Who else? Elaine Radigu. I don't know if I pronounced her name right. Stuff like that. Very chill. I like dark ambient mainly, and like spacey ambient. Your laugh is oh my god. Oh man. What else? Y'all are too good to be right now. I like techno music. Stuff like Underworld. Stuff that you would hear on old games like Ultra Wipe. What am I saying? It's called Wipeout, I mean. Wipeout. Anyone ever play Wipeout? It's like, if you ever played the game F-Zero, it's basically that. It's, what's the genre called? Something space racers. Zero gravity racing. Or anti-gravity racing. Those games are fun. Also like Avant-Garde, like the works of Thierry Zeitzef, I mean, and his band Artazoid, Steve Reich, Pauline Oliveros. Pauline Oliveros is no longer with us. She's a woman that really means a lot to me in the musical sense. She created the Deep Listening Project, and she coined the concept of deep listening. That's some really interesting stuff to research. Let's see. Experimental music, that kind of falls underneath avant-garde and everybody else I said already, so pretty much the same thing. And then all other kinds of music. If you didn't know by now, I am a fan of trains. But I'm also a fan of aircraft. Like, my favorite aircraft is the C5 Galaxy. Preferably the earlier C5 Galaxies with the engines that kind of like blow your ears out when they pass over you. It kind of sounds like the world's ending. I saw one. I've only seen one C5 Galaxy in my life. It was in Newark, New Jersey, and it passed over my head. And I did not expect how... Okay, well, we all know planes are loud. But I did not expect the C5 Galaxy to be that loud. Like the world's ending. It's super loud. Am I a Warp Records agent? No, I'm a person. Okay, I'm not implying that Warp Records agents aren't people. I'm sure they're nice people. But no, I do not work for Warp Records. Some people say that I got the chops for the opera. I heavily disagree. Okay. This classic logos, idents, jingles, this kind of all circles back to the style of my presentation right here. I have no idea why I like logos and stuff like that. I've never really looked into it on why. All I know is that I just do. Like, let's say the 20th Century Fox opening, specifically the ones from the 50s. Those are really good. The ones that have the CinemaScope byline after. And, you know, like, obscure logos that you would see in the 80s, like the Viacom. They call one of them from Viacom the V of Doom, where it just, like, it's a giant V. The giant Viacom V just comes right at you out of the TV. A lot of kids from that era were scared shitless of those things. And there's one called the Scream Gems. They call it the S from Hell. It's something I've never figured out. I don't know why I love them, but I do. I don't really need to question why I love them either, because it brings me great joy every time I watch one. Also like sci-fi spaceships. Let me show you one of my sci-fi spaceship works. Like this to the desktop. Go over here. I'm just gonna turn this back on again. Change this to and here we go. This is a work I call the Chessie Voyager. the concept of this work is that this spaceship is a freighter owned by CSX in the distant future. It's kind of really hard to see, but you can see the CSX Chessie Voyager logo right there on the front of the ship. This is also one of my favorite works because I love how the composition came out. But yes, Kaminari, I really agree. Like if anyone ever watched Family Guy, if you're into those kind of shows, you would see at the end, like the fuzzy door logo, it's literally just like so minimalist, square. The door is literally just replaced with a rectangle, and it's like some really basic Arial font. Compare that to old logos back then, like the old Warner Brothers that just got really loud at the beginning of movies. Ma 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 ma, me 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 me. Okay, what's next? Wait, did I skip over burgers and fries? Thank you, Nerdy Neko. Thank you so much. Yeah, burgers and fries. They're good, right? I try to avoid cheese in my burgers. I only give like certain exceptions when it comes to cheese in my burgers, but generally I try to avoid it. French fries, they're good. They're good. Ooh. Impossible infinite megastructures. I dream about those so much. I guess you could say because I love them. But my dreams have always been comprised of places that I've been to in real life, places that have been near and dear to my heart, like my grandma's old house. So imagine that. Imagine a place that you really love, and for some reason, that place is just repeated in a fractal millions of times, almost infinite, for no reason whatsoever. That's what I love. If you ever heard of the video game Naissance, and if you know me personally, then you would have heard me talk about it so much. I love that game so much. Naissance. I'm gonna spell it out in chat. You should look this game up. It is ridiculously amazing. Naissance. There's a Jacob Geller video that explains Naissance perfectly. That dives deep into Naissance's brutal, harmful architecture. And it has music by Pauline Oliveros. And deep listening. So that's just perfect. It's the perfect game for me. I'm also a fan of boats, ships, the ones on the water. Like Lakers ships. If you live out near the Lake Superior, or if you live out near the Great Lakes, I should say, then you have seen these ships. I like old salties. Salties are ships that sail all over the ocean. And vintage ocean liners, like things like the Titanic, the Olympic, the SS United States, the Normatic, the Normandie, the old Canadian Pacific ocean liner lines, the ferries, and all that stuff. I am a fan of transportation. That is correct, Cause. And my interests are pretty great, King. I'll give you that. I do kind of amaze myself sometimes how obsessed I can get with the littlest things. I don't know how I do it. And I love my friends. I love my friends so much. I would destroy the Earth for them, and I will relocate us to Mars before Elon Husk, or should I call him Busk? Elon Busk I will colonize Mars first and put all my friends on there. And I'm going to build us a arcade. I'm gonna get us all VR headsets. Our own personal railway line. We're gonna go old style. We're not gonna do the modern day FRA rules. We're gonna do stuff like cutting cars. Gonna be more derailments, but hey, doesn't matter. We're friends, and our friends stay by our side until the end of the Earth and until the end of Mars. I have a pregnant cat, and this is weird. Train and ship horns. That is another passion that I have. That is something I don't know why I love those either, but I love them. My favorite air horn is one called the Nathan P01235 Old Cast 5-chime horn. They were found on these electric locomotives back in like the 80s called the E60s, created by General Electric. They were failures. The E60 was. They were beautiful electric locomotives, but they were nightmares to operate and to work on. So they replaced it with this locomotive called the AEM7. I have some train fans that probably will correct me on something there, because they're a lot more passionate. Well, they're a lot more smarter than I am when it comes to trains. They know their stuff. Shout out Bradley Duncan. Train and I already read that. Computers. If you didn't know that, I'm on a computer right now to stream. I'm kidding. I don't mean I'm just joking. I don't mean to talk in a condescending tone like that. But I do love computers. My main computer has an RX 580 and a Ryzen 5 2400G I ripped out of my old little brother's pre-built computer. An old HP pre-built I ripped it out of. And I dual boot Windows 10 and Pop OS. I've tried so many distros like Arch Linux, that's fun. Manjaro, that's just a different version of Arch. Kubuntu, which is just Ubuntu with KDE. I've also ran bare bones Debian a few times. But right now, I have settled with Windows 10 for gaming and Pop OS for other stuff. I have a Dell PowerEdge R720 server computer on the other side of my room that has an old 1050 Ti. An old 1050 Ti of mine and the Tesla K80 I picked up for like $180 off eBay. That's a headless graphics card. It has no plugs. It's for like computational stuff. What that K80 does, it's for occasional cloud gaming, rendering my Blender scenes when I need some more extra power, and my Plex server. Plex is like, I guess you could say, it's like a sort of in-house streaming platform where like I have all the things that I want to watch hosted on that computer. Since it's a server computer, it's 50 pounds, flat, and loud as shit when it's under full load. It genuinely sounds like an aircraft. Next slide. Oh no, the slide button, oh, there it is. Slide button was gone for a second. This is stuff that I dislike. I really don't like the slamming of doors. I think it's disrespectful as shit and very startling. I despise bed sheets. I love vintage synthesizers. Like you got your Juno 8s and your Jupiters and your old Artuias and your rack stuff and all that. I do not have the money, nor will I probably ever have the money to get into that, to buy old hardware, but I want to so bad. Now, bed sheets. I hate bed sheets so much. Every day I wake up with my bed sheet either on the floor or underneath me in a jumbled mess. And I don't know why, but my mattress has some sort of dirt stuck to it and it scratches me every time I wake up. and it just makes me into a sour mood until I look at my cat and give her a pet. And she always makes me happy. Splinters. Splinters are evil. Splinters are kind of like mosquitoes. They were invented to go against the human race. Mold on bread is just terrible. My mom always buys bread from our local Walmart. It's not bad bread, but it molds so fast. Okay, I should be specific. Not like white bread and stuff like that. I'm talking like French bread. The French bread she buys is really good, but it molds so fast. French bread from Ingles, I've never seen mold. But Walmart, just give it less than a week and it'll get there. Itchy beds. That goes back to bed sheets. My bed is really itchy. The heat. I am so glad that summer is almost over. And that fall will blanket its autumn weather, its autumn temperatures, and its beautiful fall colors on us once more as we go deeper down into the abyss. Next part. Green beans. I really don't like green beans. I just don't. I hate green beans. Okay, well, hate's a strong word in this case. I just don't like green beans. Tight spaces. I'm not in tight spaces often, but the thought of it just makes me nervous as shit. Messy desks. My desk is messy right now, and I kind of don't like it. Oh, dropped my apple. Speaking of apples, apples that feel like sand when you bite into them. Like, if you ever buy one of those, like, I don't know what they're called. They're like a mix of yellow and red apples. I think they're Honey Crisps. When you bite into it, it kind of tastes like you're biting into sandstone. And when you bite, the sandstone just comes apart. And you feel like you have a mouth full of, like, tart sand. I hate it. I hate it too, Fox. I hate it too. It's awful. It's awful. Manufactured apples. Granny Smith apples are my favorite. I love Granny Smith. And I love Granny Smith apples. It's a baking apple. It's for baking, but I don't care. Candy that gets stuck to your teeth is something I also really, really hate. Okay, I can't really think of the candy that does that to me off the top of my head, but just know that I really hate it. And whenever I run out of ideas, and I have these creative slumps where I can't bring myself to do anything creatively, and I hate it so much. It makes me so upset, like I just want to cry. Next slide, please. Thank you, Bitterman. Doom and Quake. They're my two favorite FPS games of all time. And I mean like classic Doom, like Doom 1, Doom 2, Hell on Earth. John Romero, like the original id Dooms. And Quake. Oh my god, what was the guy that made Quake's name? He's really famous in the gaming world, but he was a pioneer. Pink Lady apples? Those exist? I've never heard of a Pink Lady apple. Let me look this up. Yeah, let's not talk about Bitterman. Bitterman's just a friend. So yeah. Doom and Quake are really the only FPS games I play. Now this one should be obvious. Train simulation. My primary favorite train simulator is Trains Railroad Simulator because it has that model railroading aspect, and they have this thing called the Surveyor where you build your routes, place your trains. It is so intuitive and so fun to use. Also play a Dovetails Train Simulator. He dovetails like a kind of spotty topic between different people. It's like kind of hard to explain, one really not worth getting into, but I do like Dovetails Train Simulator and Train Sim World. They're fun. I like Derail Valley. I've played it in VR a few times, and the few times I've played it in VR, I had a lot of fun. In the original Microsoft Train Simulator, where it all started for me, where my mom's ex-boyfriend, I'm pretty sure, pirated a copy off LimeWire for me. And that's where it all began. Remember LimeWire? I have a pregnant cat, she's gonna have her baby soon. And transport games. I like transport games such as OpenTTD and Transport Fever 2. We will be playing these games in the future, in the very near future. Naissance, I've already explained Naissance, but it is I don't want to call it a walking simulator because, like, it is far from that. Gary's Mod, that is also a childhood game. I do love Gary's Mod a lot, so much. VR Chat, I've had a lot of fun memories on VR Chat. I don't know if I'll ever stream VR Chat. I might want to wait until I can be able to afford a stronger component for my computer, so I don't have to worry about streaming and playing intensive games like VR Chat at the same time. But yeah. American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2 are very fun games that I also like to play once in a while. I've never actually played Euro Truck Simulator 2. Never actually played that. But it's like the same thing, except it takes place in Europe. And European trucks are really cool. They're like really cool. Flight simulators, like the original Microsoft Flight Simulator X and the modern day Flight Simulator 2020 that released in 2020. But I can't play that because my Game Pass isn't active, so I haven't played that in a while. I am a major Valve fanboy. I like all the Valve games. Half-Life 2, Portal 2. That's like the childhood games. That I'm like, when I was birthed, the first thing I said to my mama was, "Hello, Gordon. Do I like Kerbal Space Program?" Yes, I do like Kerbal Space Program, but I haven't played it in years. I also like Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill is a very fun first-person shooter by New Blood Interactive. You guys should really play Ultra Kill. It is so hype. It is the most hype game I've ever played in my life. Hype. I like Worms, specifically Worms, Kanga, what's the Worms we play? Weapons of Mass Destruction? Yeah, I think it's Weapons of Mass Destruction. Let's just say Worms, Weapons of Mass Destruction. That's a very fun game. Worms is really fun. It's really hilarious. It's a hilarious game. I want to play it again. Lawns. Blondes. Yeah, I like Blondes Tower Defense 6. Blondes. I've only played Left 4 Dead 2 once with my friends. It's not a bad game. I think I have to play it again sometime. The Spin Tire series. I've only played Mud Runner, but I really want to play Snow Runner because it has a type of truck. A really heavy haul truck, logging truck, that I just want to drive so bad. It's one of my favorite trucks ever. I forgot the name. I think it's a Pacific? And BeamNG Drive. BeamNG Drive is also fun. Next slide, Bitterman. Bitterman, don't look at me like that. Thank you. I use Blender 3D. Blender 3D, if you didn't know, is a free and open source 3D suite. It is probably one of the most successful free and open source projects out there in the world. with a community of people that contribute to it in every way possible just to make it better for their users. And they have made it. They made it something alright. It is a hell of a piece of software. And it's really starting to become an industry standard in my opinion. Free and open source software being used in the industry nowadays. That's great. I like to use Krita, which is also free and open source. And also... Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Heavens. Oh. It's also free and open source. And it also thrives off of the community contributions that make it really good. Just recently, my brother has started to share his Adobe Creative Suite account with me. And it's fun. It's a fun software. Usually I like to use free and open source software, but hey, if I'm gonna have the opportunity to have Adobe Creative Suite without having to pirate it, not say that I pirate software really, but if the opportunity is there, I'm gonna take it. There's one feature in Photoshop that's actually also in Krita, but it's not available in Krita yet. And it's really good for putting rust and like decals on things to kind of get that grunge effect in it. Reaper. Oh god, I didn't tell you this. I also produce music. I am the maker of music. We actually might have a listening party for one of my tracks. But yeah, I make music and I use Reaper as my main tool. It is a very powerful digital audio workstation, a very powerful DAW. That's only $60. $300 if you want to use it commercially, but with $60, it's a steal. And you could use it for free for 60 days, and after your 60-day trial is over, you can continue to keep using it. So it's kind of like a WinRAR situation. But at the end, it's not free. But it's a great piece of software. Generous devs. I recommend it. Well, there was also like other DAWs that are probably better suited for your taste if you like to do different kinds of music, but I primarily use Reaper myself. DaVinci Resolve. I just recently moved over from Sony Vegas. I had a copy of Vegas that I picked up from the Humble Bundle. I liked Vegas. I've been using Vegas for years, but like nowadays the software it's starting to catch up. Well, the free software is starting to catch up. So, also occasionally I use Kden Live and OpenShot. What kind of music do I produce? I like to do ambience and I like to do techno and some experimental. I have two music projects. One's named Kumotomo. It's called Kumotomo because it's based off of two characters from the anime FLCL Alternative. Kanakomoto and Tomomi Hetara, also known as Pets. The GNU Image Manipulation Program. It has a name, but I don't want to say that name on stream because it's kind of embarrassing. It's an embarrassing name to me. But I also used to. I don't really use it. Do you really, Cause? Are you for real? You use my ambient music when you study? It's crazy. Just blown my fucking mind. Like, I know I probably sound like I'm joking, but man, that kind of confidence boost is gonna go for years. I'm gonna remember that for years. I did not expect to hear that today, honestly. Man. love that. I love that so much. Oh, okay. I'm getting sidetracked. Where were we? Darktable. Darktable is a free and open source piece of software used to process camera RAWs. I use that to process my RAWs from my camera. I have a Canon EOS Rebel T2i. It's a very old camera, but it's a good camera. It's a good camera. Also, I made my avatar with VRoid Studio. It's a very good free software for making 3D avatars. It's very... what's the word I'm looking for? If you know your way around the program, then you can make some gorgeous models. And various FOSS solutions. FOSS being free and open source. My Dell PowerEdge R720 server, I picked it up for really cheap. It's an old server computer, so they go for like $200, $300. It runs something called Proxmox. And I run things like Windows and Linux virtual machines under Proxmox. And I can connect to that using Parsec, VNC, and stuff. I can render out all my scenes, play like cloud gaming on my Windows VMs. And back to this, like I said before, I use a Windows 10 and Pop! OS dual boot. There, Bitterman, just hit the next slide. I should probably disclaimer. Bitterman is actually a ghost. He's a spirit. I don't know how he got here, I don't know why he's here, but what can you do? I use an Akai MIDI mix, which I don't use really often, because I'm pretty sure I somehow broke the damn thing. I also use an APC MIDI, an APC Mini, that comes with an Ableton license, which I have lost. I use my APC Mini mainly for music and to control OBS. I have a Nectar Impact LX25 Plus MIDI keyboard with knobs and beat pads. This thing was pretty much designed for Reaper, even down to the color scheme. It just integrates with Reaper so beautifully. I use Shure SRH 440 headphones for music production. They were hand-me-downs from my brother. They still work after all these years and they sound great. A neutral, I guess what else the word I'm looking for? Neutral tone, perfect for music production. Excuse me. I have a Logitech G413 Carbon keyboard that was given to me by my little brother. Here's something else. I love ThinkPads. I have a ThinkPad X220T convertible laptop. I think it's from like 2011, but it's a beast. It's a brick of a laptop. It runs Pop! OS, bare bones. And it is such a good laptop. Older ThinkPads are beasts. Meant to last. And we're back to my desktop computer with the Dell PowerEdge. What am I saying? The AMD Radeon Nitro Plus RX 580 with 8 gigs of VRAM. Now that was a great ass deal I got on that graphics card before this entire GPU shortage kerfuffle happened. Before COVID and all that. I have 24 gigs of RAM. I initially had 16 gigs of RAM and my little brother gave me an extra stick. I have a B450M DS3H motherboard and a Ryzen 5 2400G with the integrated graphics disabled that I ripped out of my little brother's old pre-built PC before he built his new one. My Dell PowerEdge R720 server Proxmox host runs my virtual machines, Windows, Ubuntu, and all that. I have a Jackson JS Series Dinky Archtop JS22 7-string satin black guitar. 2 humbuckers, and it is a fucking beautiful guitar. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. The audio interface that I use for my computer is the Zoom U22. It's like a compact audio interface that has 1 input. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I have an IKJ microphone. That's what I'm using right now. That was passed down from my bigger brother. And I've never said the word. I had the microphone, never said the word. K66 9B USB microphone. Now, that thing can be really quiet for some reason. I have a Tascam DR07X handheld field recorder, which I use for field recording to record sound effects, outdoor ambience, and all that. And it's a perfect ASMR microphone. Sounds so good. And I have a pair of PreSonus Aorus E3.5 near field studio monitors. Not only are they really for music, but they're just my main speakers. I also have a PV. What is this thing? A PV Viper VIP2 guitar amplifier. I didn't put that on there, but I just remembered I had it. Next slide. My favorite anime. Fooly Cooly, FLCL. Now that is yellow because that is just my absolute favorite anime of all time. I would go as far to say that it is a life-altering anime. Truly life-altering anime for me. It is that fucking good. Cause here is one of my Fooly Coolies. We were all ran over by Vespas from a mysterious pink-haired girl. Ah, you were run over too. Nailed us. Oh shit. Neon Genesis Evangelion. I haven't watched the 3rd movie. I'm saving that to watch it with my friends. I've watched everything except the final rebuild. I even played through the that one PSP visual novel for Evangelion, and Rei in that PSP game is so fucking funny. She cracks me up in that game. SSSS Gridman. That is a hell of an anime. It's tokusatsu. I really recommend it. Asobi Asobase. That's also funny as shit. I once dropped all my McDonald's french fries on the hardwood floor in an older house I used to live in because of this anime, and I was not upset. I was not upset at all. Serial Experiments Lane. Now this one is something. It's something, alright. Cells at Work. That's a fun one. I liked Cells at Work. I haven't seen the 2nd season. I also haven't seen Cells at Work Black. It's a much darker version. Instead of like in a healthy person, they're in a deteriorating body. And you can imagine it's hell for them. I just remembered I put ass as a joke, but I forgot that I put ass, and I was just thrown off so hard there. It just threw me off so hard, I forgot it. Oh my god. Ass. Ass. Yeah, I can't really think of much other anime, because it's been a very long time since I've actually watched any anime. Lane was the last anime I remember watching. Here are my musical projects. Kumotomo, and Rails Out West. Just for the hell of it, let's listen to this album right here. Okay, it's not an album, they're singles. These two are from singles. The Kumotobo one is Gate. That was something new I tried. It was kind of inspired by the Japanese works of artcore. And artcore is some really hype shit. It's insane. And Rails Out West is my ambient project. So, I think we should listen to Gate. You can find my stuff on major streaming platforms like Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music. Just search Kumotomo and Rails Out West. You'll find it. Now, let's search Kumotomo Gate. Lower the main. Put my desktop audio up. And ladies and gentlemen, oh, thank you so much, Peace. I made these covers myself. So here it is. Kumotomo's Gate. Is it working? I shouldn't talk. I am so sorry. I was talking for like a full almost minute and I forgot to turn up my microphone. As I was saying, one, I apologize for the part. And two, that is Kumotomo's Gate. You can find me on Spotify. You can find me on Amazon Music. You can find me on YouTube Music. You can find me pretty much anywhere that has music. There's a streaming service I've never heard of that somehow I'm on there. So, yeah. That's Kumotomo's Gate. Slide. Yeah, I forgot that I had this slide. So I guess I could have just waited until this. Thank you, Kenga. Thank you, Kaminari. Thank you, Kaz. Thank you. That's me. Thank you, Peace, for the support for my music. It really genuinely fills my heart with joy whenever somebody comments on my music, on my works. Just to have that support, even if it's just one little Twitter like, fills me with so much joy. But yeah, here's my 3D artwork. Okay, I just want a disclaimer. That's not the Hindenburg. That is a ship of my own design. That is an airship, a dirigible of my own design called the Revenge. That's actually from an Arknight's alternate universe that I'm not really going to get into right now because it's a lot of lore and shit. But yeah, and that top right one is a Half-Life 2 fan art. I wanted to try to build something in the style of the Combine. It came out pretty great. Next slide, Bitterman. So here are my inspirations. The people that I look up to the most in my life. We have the progressive rock god, Devin Townsend. Devin Townsend is one of my top inspirations in both music and in other places. Oh! God, that's a good idea, man. I should have done that. I know, you're gonna make my heart blow up 3 times like the Grinch. But if I'm sure my heart goes up 3 times, my heart grew 3 times that size, I'd be in the hospital. But it'd be worth it to have your support. So yeah, you guys need to listen to Devin Townsend. That guy is a god. Alan Hawkshaw is an old session musician that ties back to vintage library music. He's done music for KPM, he's done music for Bruton, and all that good stuff. Junior Campbell and Mike O'Donnell, the composers for the classic Britt Allcroft Thomas the Tank Engine series. Have you ever heard like that's Junior Campbell and Mike O'Donnell. Robert Swanson, who's no longer with us. He invented the multi-chime air horn for trains, ships, and stuff like that. Whenever you hear that musical sound reverb throughout the air and you immediately think, that's the train. I hear the train. The train's coming. You can thank Robert Swanson for that. Underworld, Carl Hyde and Rick Smith. If you ever watched the movie Trainspotting, then you have heard Underworld. These are a hype-ass music group. Hype-ass. They're so good. Robert Glasper. He's a jazz pianist. He has the Robert Glasper Experiment. Look him up. He's so good. So good. Crazy. Oh my god, I love Robert Glasper's piano playing so much. And Pauline Oliveros, who is no longer with us, passed away in 2016, rest in peace. The innovator of deep listening. She made such like music that you really gotta sit back and just don't listen to Pauline Oliveros' music to listen to music. You listen to her music to just Note off. Listen as deep as you can without trying, but you will hear it. You will hear something in the music of Pauline Oliveros. It is that good. I love Pauline Oliveros' work so much and her philosophy on deep listening. Very good. Turn my mic up a bit more. Okay. Next slide. Next slide. Oh! Mr. Townsend, what happened to your face? Devin Townsend has such a funny face. If you go on his Instagram page, he photoshops himself all the time. And here is my tags. I want to say my fan name would be Leonauts, but I also want to say Railfans. But Railfans is like too, I guess, out there. Like when you hear Railfans, you're not going to think of Ishikawajima Leio. You're going to think of people who love trains. So I chose Leonauts because that sounds like Psychonauts. I have never played Psychonauts in my life. I just think the title sounds cool. Here are my art tags. Hashtag Leo Art. Very creative name. You don't need to remind me. Thank you. Thank you for the praise. And Leo Track 18. Now I can imagine. I'm pretty sure you can imagine what the hashtag that's for. My stream tag, IKJ Station. That's where we get on to stream my streams on YouTube.com, like Google, on the internet. My general tag is hashtag IKJ LEIO. That's where you just be general, I guess. And yep, those are all my Twitter tags. I would be very grateful if you could all join me on my journeys up and down the rail. And I hope I see some spicy shit. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I am going to be happy to have you guys along with me. Oh my gosh, it is Sasora. Sasora is an artist. She is like a great artist. Like some genuinely beautiful work. I love your work, Sass, always will. Next slide. My future goals. I have this quote-unquote production company I call Studio Curtain Fire. Now, I say quote-unquote Studio Curtain Fire because, well, it's not really a production company. It's just a name I like to do things underneath. I want it to be a production company one day. I want to register it under a limited liability, I guess. I guess that's what you register that kind of stuff under. I don't know. I want to make like animations. One day my goals is to direct a movie. To direct and produce my own movie. I would love to collab with other VTubers. So if you're a VTuber and you want to collab sometime in the future, hit me up. I'd be down for it. I love to make new VTuber friends. One of my biggest goals is to take a cross-country trip on Amtrak. Preferably the auto train. Just because to say the fact that I rode a train that I could also bring my car on. Where else can you ride a train you could bring your car on? Think about it. Direct and produce a short film under Studio Curtain Fire. What the film would be about, I want to say something sci-fi, but something also kind of grounded in reality. Something along the lines of Neil Blomkamp's work, like District 9 and stuff like that. I want to release a full album. Like an actual full album that's just not a single. Like a full album of music. One of the dreams is to release a really long ambient experience. Not like not like really long, like as in The Caretaker, but like, you know. I want to release an entire production music library inspired by Bruton Music, KPM, and all that, but I want mine to be royalty free. Purchase once, use that for anything you want for the rest of your life. No charge. Well, I mean the initial charge for the library, but royalty free. It's great. Support royalty-free producers. Support royalty-free musicians. I want to upgrade my server computer. Something that I would kind of want to do, not all the time, but I kind of thought it would be funny, is to upgrade my server computer with more RAM, the strongest Intel Xeons it could take, and more hard drive space, and maybe like one more GPU, so I can have cloud gaming servers for some of my friends to play. Like if there's like an issue where their computer shuts down but they want to play games, I'll just hook them up, give them the Parsec link to a Windows virtual machine on my R720, and let them play games on there. It's not going to be the same as playing on a bare bones gaming computer, but with Parsec, it's really good. I really want to get into model railroading, but that shit is expensive. It is an expensive ass hobby. Like expensive. Some of the trains are made of brass. You drop that train on your foot, not only will you lose money, but you will lose your toes. You know how important your toes are? To you and me? Can't lose that. Can't. Not lose that at all. They are. They are really expensive, Kenya. Well, not all of them expensive. Of course, you got budget things, like budget trains and all that. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Model railroading can get into really detailed, really fun operations. It's a really fun, it's expensive, but really fun. But for now, I'll suffice with Trains Railroad Simulator, which basically is kind of like virtual model railroading, so that's good. I want to purchase a Nathan or Leslie train horn. The dream is to purchase a Nathan K5LA, but the goal is to purchase a Nathan M5. Beautiful sounding horns, the both of them. I want to build a ship horn made out of PVC pipes. I used to do this thing where I would build train horns out of PVC piping that had like the diaphragms and all that. And I used like plastic diaphragms and they were loud as shit. There's this one guy on eBay who sells PVC train horn replicas that are on the dot. They sound like the real thing, but at a smaller scale and a smaller price. It's crazy. The build quality on them, even though they're made of PVC pipes you can get from your local hardware store, they sound so good. So good. Those are my favorite words. So good. I love saying so good. And the biggest goal of all is to have you all by my side. Be here with me. We'll play games. We'll ride the railroad. Board the trains. Play games. Maybe do a watch along one day. Maybe we'll go to space. Maybe we won't, because as I recall, they don't have trains in space, so. But yeah. We will stick with each other forever. And when the day when I am 600 years old, all shriveled up and just watching the news thinking, oh, there's going to be a storm front in Seattle. Oh, it's pretty nasty. I'm going to live stream myself, my wrinkly ass, watching the newscast with you. That is the dream. That is the dream. The DREAM. Next slide. General information. Mine. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Now, let's go to my main chat. Here I am. Here I am. Wow, that made me lightheaded. That made me lightheaded. That actually made me lightheaded. I shouldn't do that. Yeah, what do you think of my layout? Crafted it myself out of plywood. Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but my shirt? Where did the chat go? The chat just disappeared. Oh, there we are. Thank you, says Sora. It is such a pretty shade of blue, isn't it? I love it. So cute. I love this blue. Not really relevant, but I just want you guys to look at my scrolling logo one more time. Use DaVinci Resolve to make this. The Fusion node editor in DaVinci is really cool. I recommend that software a lot. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I forgot I have an actual loading screen. A loading screen, I mean. I forgot I have a loading screen that actually has one of my tracks. Just remembered, I haven't been streamed. I forgot to turn up my background music. I forgot to turn up my background music. Actually, let's go take a look at my loading screen. Now, on my loading screen is another song that I released in the past called 1119. I didn't release that under Kumotomo or Rails Out West or anything like that. It was actually part of a sample pack. It was a demo of a sample pack I made. So here's my loading screen. Oh, that's not it. There we go. The drums aren't part of the sample pack. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to make a donation button for Streamlabs. I have a PayPal set up for donations, but I didn't make the the Streamlabs link. But I'm super close to be able to becoming partnered on YouTube. I have all the subscribers. I have what else? But I need the watch time before I can start being partnered and accepting the super chats and all that goodness. We'll get there one day. Stay by my side and we'll get there one day. You will come crashing in on our train It will be very violent. Wait a second. I'm back. I don't know where I went. I don't know what happened. But we're back. Hey, what's that on your monitor? I just realized my desktop volume was up, so it wasn't as funny as I intended it to be. Excuse me. That's gonna be my rating system. If I like something, I'm gonna give it 3 e-bell rings, or 5 if it's really amazing. And if it sucks, I don't like using the word suck, but if it's not that good, I'm gonna give it 3 farts and a rage table bang. I'm not the kind of person that bangs their table when they rage, but you know. Oops, didn't mean to turn my music that loud. Okay. Okay, interesting fact, that music, it's from an old Amiga CD from the 90s, of a pack of music from a defunct old software company that I found on archive.org. That one random find that just found on that website had the perfect vibe of what I was looking for. So how's everyone's day going so far? Anything interesting? Anything not interesting? Anyone happy, upset? You hungry? I ate a pizza today. But I was the only one that wanted pizza, so I ate half of it, and the other half is still waiting in the microwave. I can't believe you brung up that evil, evil tyrant, Carlos, on my stream. If you guys didn't know, Carlos is literally a destroyer of worlds. They call Carlos the Planet Smasher. And the only one that could stop Carlos... Helicopter Perry the giraffe. I gotta buy a giraffe plush to keep that statement true. I don't have one at the moment. I also have to buy really tiny glasses, like really tiny red sunglasses, and a propeller hat. I need them. It's an essential. It's an essential for my house. If I buy those things, then all the spirits in my house will leave me alone. I could finally sell that evil pewter dragon in my corner. What is pewter? I've heard that word, but I've never actually figured out what pewter is. Pewter, P-E-W-T-E-R. Pewter is a gray alloy of tin with copper and antimony, formerly known as tin and lead. Early pewter had a large lead content. That means it was poisonous. I had to stop eating entire chunks of lead because I didn't know the dangers. But we live and learn. That's life. No, while I have y'all here, what should we do? Let's watch a funny video that I have on my computer. Yeah, I'm thinking of the video now. It's actually really fun. Okay. My desktop audio. And the local file. This one.
Damn, mazapán.
Oh, it disappeared. Oh my god. Oh. It's just so fucking.
Damn, mazapán.
How is this fucking real? Okay. Context. He's eating something called marzipan. It's like, what is marzipan? A fine, crushed, squeezed together blend of, I think, almonds and sugar. And that specific marzipan is dry as shit. I don't know the context on why the guy was there. Let me watch it again. I want to see it again. Yeah. Oh no. One more time.
Damn, mazapán.
Speaking. I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was so loud. Oh my god.
Damn, mazapán.
Oh my god, this is so fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. I can't take it. Oh, one more time.
Damn, mazapán.
Oh my god. I should also state, I have dreams like that. I have dreams like that, like where something bad happening and I try to stop it and like physics and space-time breaks so it could stop me from trying to save myself. Oh, oh my god. Okay, this is another funny one. That that I have a friend of mine. Aussie's here. A friend of mine named Bull also fucking loves it. It's so funny.
Ojo, mira cómo le voy a poner a este. Vamos ahí, te voy a poner
Vamos ahí, vamos, Willy Crack.
Vamos, vamos. ¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Para qué?
The way he screams at the end. The way he screams. I fucking can't. I fucking can't with the scream.
Ojo, mira cómo le voy a poner a este. Vamos ahí, te voy a poner
Vamos ahí, vamos, Willy Crack.
Vamos, vamos. ¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Para qué?
It's just a gargle. Oh my god. Oh no, how did I do that? Oh. Oh no. Yeah, it's a fucking funny video. The way he just gargles at the end. It just gets me every time I listen to it. Okay, one more video. I had a whole collection and whole archive of funny videos, but I lost it. Actually, you know what? I think that's all. I think that's it. God. Concha tu madre. What else can we do? No. I've done my slides. I've talked about my life. I've talked about my goals. What else do people usually do on a debut? I don't know. I don't think I want to do karaoke right now because I like to do karaoke when I'm home alone. But if I was to do karaoke, it had to be songs that will probably get me a pretty hefty copyright strike, so I don't want to risk it. But I want to sing it so bad. Like Typo Negative music. The band Typo Negative with Peter Steele, rest in peace. That's a kick-ass band. What can we do? You know, I just realized I have to like sit down and write like a Twitter description. Will I ever have emotes? I think you have to have emotes. In order to have emotes, I think you have to be partnered with YouTube. And as I did state before, I'm very close, but I'm not exactly there. Actually, let me pull it up. Let me pull up. Oh, new Peter Streeple vid. Peter Streeple. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Peter Streeple is like one of those engineering YouTubers. He's part of Flight Test. He's a really cool YouTube channel. You should give him a watch. And there's a new Mark Rover too. Let's see. I love Pikami so much. I love Pikami. I have 1,000. Oh my god! I never knew my subscriber count was so high. I guess it all comes from that one obscure video that I uploaded, long time ago, like years ago, which for like in the past 2 or 3 years, for some reason, just got like a major popularity boost. It was like an Adult Swim bumpy bump. It was that if you ever watched Adult Swim back then and you stayed up all night right before 6 o'clock, they showed a bump that said the dawn is your enemy. And I uploaded a video of an edit that I made in MS Paint of the creepypasta where the music was longer, there was screaming, and the eye winked at you. And you know, that kind of stayed in the back burner. And then in the past 2 years or so, for some reason, I never figured out why, it just got super popular. Now, where is it? Where do I go for that sweet, sweet partnership? Oh, rest in peace, Pop Smoke. And also, remember to use two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication on your devices. A hardware authenticator would be a smart move. Okay, so I have 2,722 public watch hours, and I require 4,000. So if we do the math, 4,000 minus 272 equals math. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I just need to do a stream that lasts 1 month. And then I'll be ready. A 1 month long endurance stream. But, you know, there wouldn't be any actual endurance. I would be sleeping, and you will hear me sleep. You will. I don't know if I snore at night. I doubt it. I don't know if I sleep talk at night. I think I do sleep talk. But if it happens, you will be there to hear me. And when I wake up, I hope to have detailed 6-paragraph dissertations, reports on my night's sleep. That's important information that will serve me in the long run. Let's get to that YouTube partnership. Grill DM is another VTuber I love. And Silvervale. It makes me want to cry. She's so wholesome. Silvervale is so wholesome. She's such a wholesome VTuber. Like, every time I watch her, I want to cry. She's so sweet. One day, I believe I will be bald, and I can't wait. I want my head to reflect as much sunlight as possible, and I will carry a solar panel over my head all time, and I will provide the world with renewable energy. Right? Renewable energy. I vibrate at 528 hertz. I like Lapland from Arknights. I like going to restaurants, but I haven't gone to restaurants in a long time because I'm protecting myself from the virus. Stay safe out there. I have a television. This has been going really good, this stream. I'm having fun. I like it. I'm glad I decided to debut. Like, do an actual debut. just tried to open my door. I told my mom that, like a long time ago, I told her that, like, the on-air sign means that I'm streaming. I haven't used that sign in a long time until, like, a couple days ago, and she remembered. She remembered it. I love my mom. So, what to do now? Are you late, Joe? Well, we've been through a lot. I've already done the, what is it called? What did I do again? My slides. I did my slides. I have no idea how long I've been streaming for. Yeah, my intro slides, yeah. I guess I could show you some of my trains routes. Yeah, let's play some trains. Trains Railroad Simulator 2019. Please, please, computer, don't destroy yourself the last time I tried to stream and play a train simulator. This game can make my computer howl sometimes. Real. Turn on the music. Turn on my desktop audio. 110 minutes. That's like an hour and time after that. I have a teacher that I watched on the Kaplan website who likes to say time as an hour and change. And I thought that was really fucking cool. I thought that was pretty cool. An hour and change. I'm gonna use that from now on. La 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 la, ya lady, da da da, down on Thunder Island. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Hey. Down Thunder Island. Oops. Yeah, la 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 la, yeah, baby. Da da dee, yeah, da 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 da. Ding, it's dong dong, ding ding ding. Okay, trains. That's where we're at. Trains with a Z. 2019. I missed Trains 2006. That was fun. So I have a route called, where is it? I did not delete it. I did not delete it. Oh, here it is. Fartsburg. Oh my god, it's cows. I forgot I spawned a bunch of cows all over the route. And all the moons at once just frightened the ever-loving shit out of me. Look at the moo-moos. Look at the moo-moos. This is primarily a CSX-based route. It's all CSX. I have a bunch of railbox cars here. Got my CSX SW 1500s. Let's see what else. I have a lumber mill industry. I have a grain elevator industry here. This is where I pick up grain from these cylindrical hoppers and I take it to down here to this grain elevator. Now this grain elevator is where it gets processed into things like, I don't know, fertilizers and all that. Whenever I take a train, I like to circle around the whole route a few times, because this is based on like a model railroad. Like if you would have a two baseboard model railroad, I would go around 2 times to simulate a long journey. I call it Fartsburg. Welcome to Fartsburg. Oh, wait a minute, where am I? There I am. Okay. I didn't notice I was gone. Okay, let's get to driving. Let's do a quick drive. The first thing I like to do is take this little Baldwin Industries switcher that's owned by the grain company. And I take this bitch, and I take this bitch down the line, and we start switching for grain hoppers, so we can have a mainline CSX locomotive come pick up the grain hoppers and go down to the unloading facility, or the grain processing facility. You know what, let me switch into realistic. Release the brakes, make sure I'm forward. Throw you into notch 5. That's a K5LA. That's the horn I want to buy one day. That I want to own. There are plenty of older big tag K5LAs out there in circulation. I mean, they're not rare. They still make K5LAs today. But it's a dream. I want to own one. I had to actually expand the shack because I had a smaller grain elevator. But, since this one was much bigger, I had to do a curve here. Okay. Let's just put on my independent brake here. And let's reverse. Notch 8. Sheesh! Oh, I'm wheel slipping. Okay. Okay. Whew. That could have been bad. That would have done irreparable damage to my locomotive. Now let's do this the right way. Let's just back up ever so easily. And we're just gonna just hit those cars. Just gonna give them a little shove. Just give it a little tiny push. Oh, brakes! I would have gotten fired for that. I'm gonna connect all these hoppers. Give them all a little push. Hook them up. Put the brakes on. And now, I'm not gonna drive it anymore for now. I'm gonna give it instructions to go to my grain elevator, go to the loading platform, then go ahead and load on grain, then go to the holding spur where the CSX mainline train's gonna go pick up the cars, disconnect from the locomotive, and then bring you back over to the track where the locomotive was original, where you keep the engines. So that's gonna do all that. Got signals and stuff. Actually gotta make sure that it's not switched against it. Because if it's switched against it, it'll just stop, and I have to open up the switches for her. So as that's doing that, let's go over here These are my main line locos. They are -840 CWs. Or as CSX used to call them, CW48s, I think they called it. Let's see. And they call them C40-8Ws. This paint is called Yellow Nose 2 or Dark Future. No, I think this is Bright Future. Bright Future. I got all my railway signals. They're functioning. Okay, this signal right here is specifically for this line. This is a yellow over red, which in CSX terminology means limited approach. That means go ahead and approach to the next signal, but do so in limited speed, because the next signal is most likely going to be red for stop. And you can see here, it is. But since I should be oh no, it just hit green. If it's green, it's red over green. That means proceed at full speed. That means something's coming. Those fucking cows. Oh my god. But yeah, that means something's coming. Something's coming down the line. So if we turn our big fat heads over this way, we will see nothing. I guess nothing's coming. Let's see how our train's doing over here. Okay, so she's going up. She's getting prepared to load the grain. And I forgot to fucking set the hops. So it's gonna load nothing. It's gonna load fucking nothing because I forgot to set it before I start. So it's just wasting time. Fuck. Let's just do the model railroad thing, and let's just pretend that it's loading hops to make beer. Let's just use our imaginations. Oh, something is coming, actually. Let's go over here. The town of Fartsburg. This is East Fartsburg. And over there, past the grain silo, is West Fartsburg. And there's the Fartsburg Industrial Park. There's the North Industrial Park. And in the distance you can see the grain silo. Now let's go do some classic rail fanning. Let's go ahead and turn off the signals. I just heard a switch being thrown. How do I turn off the... Oh shit! How do I turn off the... F5? There we go. Yeah. Let's just say here, we're at the city of Fartsburg. A rail fanning! Something should be coming. Can't put my hands down, they're stuck. There I go. Oh! Oh my god, it's coming! The train is coming! My house is shaking. There goes the Amtrak Piss and Shit Limited. Very small train. Actually based that off of an Amtrak train called the I don't remember what it was called, but it was an Amtrak train that was meant to carry both passengers and freight. But it failed primarily because big railroads were lobbying against that. And in the end, they just ended up running like one passenger car and one occasional thing of freight here and there. It was the smallest train Amtrak ever ran, and probably the slowest, I think. They are nice sounds, aren't they, cuz? I'm surprised. I got the that train was freeware, and I'm surprised with how good the horn sounds. Let's go check on my grain industry train. Why are you not moving? Why are you not moving? Please move. Please move. Oh, there you go. This thing's actually listening to me. I think I'm being spied on. Oh, jazz hands. Thumbs up. Jazz hands. I just heard my brother just rage quit on his keyboard. And now I'm sad because I don't like the rage quit. I'm sad. And now I'm crazy. I'm raging. I am angry. And now... Oh, he's going over that crossing. Don't know why he's blowing his horn, but to each their own. Oh god, it's green again! So I guess that means another train's coming. But until then, let's check on this good train right here. Full of nothing. Full of wasted time. Actually, let's go take a look at the lumber industry. I got another Baldwin switcher here, and I got some lumber ready to take somewhere. I didn't really set it up. I don't know what that's doing there. I have no idea what the... This is the Valrico thing. The old Seaboard Valrico thing in Florida. We do have another train coming. Let's go railfan one more time. And here's Yard. I don't know if I want to call this Fartsburg Yard because... See, the yard here in Cartersville, they have one called Junta. I don't know where the name Junta comes from, but it's called Junta Yard. But this is the engine hold, or service area. I got all my railbox cars. The railbox, they license out. They lease out these box cars to railroads. The railroads don't actually own railbox box cars. The private company does. And we got some farms over there, where they produce cows. Way. I think that's another industrial park over there. Where is that train? I know people on YouTube that have entire ass railroad crossings in their backyard. I want to do that. I want a railroad crossing in my backyard. No, I actually won an old a two-head signal in my room. And those signals, they're massive. They're huge. Like, I didn't think they would be that big, but they are. Railroad signals are huge. I think the train stopped. Oh, I hear it coming. I don't want to spoil the goodness. Oh! Actually, kind of frightened me. It's like headbanging bells. Headbang rip. I love that horn so much. It sounds so good. There's people on that train. It's slowing down, actually. I'm sure that bell sound was very pleasant for you all. Okay, let's go check out on the grain train. There. So now I am going to pick up that grain train. Ow. Wait a minute. That's not cow. Where's the actual cow? Where's Wally? Okay, let's just say it's Wally in name. Okay, now we could drive out of here. If you ever hear a train depart and it blows its horn twice, that means it's ready to go forward, ready to depart. Did he stop? No, he's still going. Alright. Let's get out of here. Make sure those switches aren't set against me. I'm usually not supposed to pass that signal when it's red. Nope. The cows are smart. They know not to go over the. They know. They just know. What? I love that whoop sound it makes. Settle. You know what? Who needs rules? Let's just go. Sounds like a damn monster, this thing. Now I got the green. Oh my god, my brakes are on. there's another bitch of a train coming. Oh shit, shit, shit. No, 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 don't pass it. Don't pass it. Don't pass that. No, 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 no. No, 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 don't. Oh. Stop, 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 stop. Oh. Thank God. There we go. That was close. Sheesh. Let's get out of here. Ow! Let's ease into the grain. Na 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 na, baby. Boop a beep, beep bop, boop bop beep bop. Wally don't care. Wally be breaking the rules left and right. I'm gonna eat this Kit Kat on my desk. No, 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 not again! Come on! No, 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 no. Three horn blows for backwards. Two for forward. I mean, I guess, well, that's pretty much Fartsburg. I'm a qualified hustler. Well, that's Fartsburg for you, really. Piss and shit limited. And that's it, really. I don't feel like playing anymore. Was fun, though. I like trains. I would show you Train Sim World. That's like when stuff gets really cookie. That needs to be its own stream. Its own stream. Me, 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 me. Mama me, mama, 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 you know what would be fun to play for future streams? Old, early, mid 2000s freeware games on a virtual machine. That would be fun. I would love to do that. Dollar bill, dollar sign. Yamala, ya, la, burr, la, ta, ti, down on Thunder Island. I have nothing else to show. I think that was a very, very, very fun, very eventful debut. That was like the most anyone's watched my streams. I've done several VTuber streams in the past, and they were very small, but I've never done an actual debut. And I've had fun. I'm glad I did it. I really am. Oh, excuse me. So, my name is Ishikawajima Leio, and once again, it's time for me to leave the station as we travel out on the high iron together. I hope to see you next time, and I hope you get to stick with me on our railroad journey for as long as we possibly can go. Remember to keep your passwords strong, stay safe out there, drink water, love your pets, love your family, love your mama, love whoever you want. Love is love. La 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 la, baby. And two-factor authentication is very good for your accounts. If you like to stream on YouTube, I suggest two-factor authentication. It is very good. It is a good second layer to have in protection. Thank you all for joining my stream. It was a fun debut. I don't really have a schedule, but there's no harm in making a schedule, so I'll work things up. I'll make a schedule. But for now, as Danny Harmon says, I'll see you all out on the high iron, and you all have a good one.